Your business is failing, and here's a formula to save it. Okay. Now, the data from BLS shows that approximately 20% of new businesses fail within the first 2 years. And if you're watching this video, then more than likely you are not new to the statistics and you've actually seen this before. Okay. Or you're in a position right now where your business is probably still in that phase, that 2 years phase, and you're trying to see how you can live and survive past that phase. A whopping 45% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. Okay. I'm just curious. Did you know this? 45% of businesses fail within 5 years. And in 10 years, 65% of those businesses will fail. 65. Now, what does that mean? That means is if you have 10 businesses, roughly 6.5 of them, almost 7 out of those 10 businesses will fail within 10 years. Now, I want you to go ahead and keep watching this video, because if you're watching this video, then without a doubt, your business is still within the 2-year phase, okay? Because I'm going to cover a few things, and I want you to go ahead and cover this first. Is the reason why most businesses fail will be covered in this video, but most people stop doing the number one thing that got them into business to begin with. They stop learning, they stop educating their mind, and it's only a matter of time before they get left out of business. Okay. Now, you're probably in the 5-year phase. Okay. And you're currently being faced with the number one problem that most businesses face within the first 2 years, or some of them have been faced within the first 5 years. And that problem is you are not getting enough customers. There is not enough people in your pipeline. You don't have enough people to do business with. You don't have enough people to sell to. Okay. Now, if you want to know why you don't have enough customers, then what I want you to do is I want you to keep watching, because I'm going to discuss with you in this video, in this training video, a formula that's going to be used to grow your business, because it's the formula that we're using to grow our business. And you can start implementing that formula today. Okay. Now, the formula is LEAP. You're like, okay, what is LEAP? What does LEAP mean? What is LEAP? Okay. Now, LEAP stands for, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this first. The L stands for learn about your audience. Okay. You know what's interesting? Okay, I want you to go ahead and come. My camera is zooming to. I want you to go ahead and pay attention to this. Is majority of people do not know who they sell to. You have to understand, as human beings, we're emotional creatures. You're an emotional creature, as same way you're watching this video, and I know about you that you're on a point in which you want to go ahead and save your business. If you're not a business owner, then you're not watching this video. You're out watching some cat video, or you're watching some video. I'm going to put this camera right here so you guys can hear me properly. You're out watching some video of, entertainment, people dancing, and a lot of stuff that goes on in modern society. You're not watching this video because you are not somebody who genuinely has a business, or in some way, shape, or form has a business that they want to build, right? So you're watching this video, and I know you that you are either somebody who believes that you have a product that is supposed to be of value to someone. You are someone who believes that you have been called to do something great. You've been called to do something good. You just aren't getting your message out there. Okay. So the reality is you have to know who your audience is. If I am selling solar, right, and I'm going to go sell to a neighborhood, and I don't know the primary demographic of the people that live in that neighborhood, how am I supposed to sell to them? You see, the difference that makes the difference between the top business owners and the mediocre business owners is they understand their audience, right? Let's say, for instance, I am, Nike, right? I know that I am a sports clothing brand. Okay. I sell shoes, but at the end of the day I'm not just a clothing attire. I am also part of a movement, right? I know that at the end of the day, people who participate in sports want to belong to something. Okay. People who work out, they do it because there's a mental aspect to working out, right? So which means I have to appeal to their mental mind. So I have to say, okay, you know what? Nike is a durable product. And the same way you're maintaining your endurance by always working is the same way working out is the same way that we're going to be here with you, providing you with the best quality to ensure that we don't give out on you when you're working out, right? What is your message? What is your audience? What is your pain point? You need to know what makes them tick. And the reality is most people don't ever invest the time into learning what the audience wants, who the audience is, and how they can be of value to the audience. Okay. Know your audience. Okay. It's very important that you to know what it is that they want. If you're selling insurance, don't just say, hey, I sell final expense. Don't just say I sell life insurance. Who do you sell life insurance to? If you're in the country, America, and you're in whatever state you're in, there's 300 million people, right? More than 300 million people. And 50% of the population is insured, either work insurance or personal insurance, right? Why should they come buy from you, right? That's something that you ask yourself is, why should they come buy from you? What is so unique about you? What is so unique about what you provide? How do you speak to them? Because the thing is this, is people do not buy until they feel like they're understood. Just because because the reality is people are, I'll be very generous with you. As human beings, we're selfish. And we're selfish because the most important thing that we value is self-preservation, right? Self-preservation is the most important thing to us. Now, how does your product, or how do you in some way help my selfish self? So understand that your customers are selfish. People don't care about you. They just care that you care about them. Okay? Very understand that. Everyone has an inner narcissistic behavior. And then once you understand that, you have to understand that you have to appeal to your customers. You're watching this video because you're not watching this video because you're giving me, 50 minutes of your time because, oh my God, I just like looking at a menu. No, you're watching this video because at the end of this video, you want to make sure that I have provided something of value to you that you can use starting today. Okay. And that's what we're going to go ahead and continue. The E, once you've learned what your audience is, who your audience is, what they like, what they dislike, what their pain points is, you have to engage in activities to get your audience attention. Okay. Now, if I sell, let's say I sell a pen, right? My product is a pen, example, right? And I have 100 of these, right? I cannot sell 100 pen unless I get at least 1,000 people to know that I have a pen for sale. And the majority of people are not engaging in activities to get their audience's attention. Okay. These activities involve you spending time and money. It baffles me the amount of people that are so selfish. I mean, I just mentioned selfishness a few minutes ago, but in a sense, they don't understand this. And I want to go ahead and continue here. I've probably lost you right now. Okay. A few people have already dropped off this video because I said the previous day these activities involve you spending time and money. Most people don't want to spend money. They just want to make money. Okay. Now, 90% of people want to succeed without giving up anything. Okay. They want to make $1 million. I woke up this morning. Here's $1 million. Right. That is what people want. Is majority of people want to succeed without giving up anything. Okay. They want customers without investing in marketing. And the truth is, it takes money to make money. It takes $1 million to make $1 million. It takes money, absolutely takes money to make money. Take, for example, Amazon. Okay. Amazon, the company, Amazon, boom, boom, boom. They order, you deliver, and then, all that fancy stuff. They spent $42 billion in marketing. Okay. That's 42 with a B. Okay. B, 9 zeros. Okay. 42 billion. And they made 513 billion in 2022. You can go ahead and fact check this numbers. That's perfectly fine. But 513 billion. Now, would you spend 42 billion to make 513? You're like, oh yeah, absolutely, I would. But did they know they're going to make 513? No, they understood that based off of data, if they get enough attention, they'll make enough money. Now, if you're not making enough money and you're spending on marketing, then your product is too cheap. Because if I make $3 per item that I sell and it costs me $50 to acquire a customer and it's a one-time purchase, do I really make any money? No, I don't, right? But versus if I make $3 per customer, right? And the lifetime value of a customer is, let's say I make all in all $500 a month from each customer, and the lifetime value, they stay for 2 years. That's $6,000, and I spent $50 to acquire them. Then did I really lose money? Absolutely not. Okay. All right. Now, I want you to pay attention to that. You need to spend money to make money. Okay. Now, so if a mega company will spend billions to make billions, then what about you? What about you? If they would spend billions to make billions, then what about you? Okay. I'm not saying go spend $1 billion. What I am saying is spend enough to get attention. The key is attention. The more people know you, the more people flow you. I've actually researched this. A lot of people are Googling and researching the name Emmanuel Igwe. Okay. Emmanuel Igwe. Now I'm very curious as to why my camera is out here zooming in and zooming out. Stay. Okay. The A in the formula. Okay. The A in the formula means adapt to the market. Adapt to the market. Okay. If you are in the newspaper business, let's say you were in the newspaper business. Okay. Come closer. Come closer. All right. Let's say you were in the newspaper business. All right. 50 years ago was a booming market. Now, try selling newspapers. Go try sell it. Go sell newspapers. Because you have to understand is people's interest has changed. And if you're selling an old product and you're not changing who you're marketing to, then it's only a matter of time in which before you end up going out of business because you're not adapting to the market. If you have to understand something, let's say the TV, right, the television, the traditional media, right, has been decentralized. It used to be back in the day, you needed a TV station, you needed to go to school, learn media, learn this, learn all that stuff. Now, you don't have to. It's been decentralized. Anyone with a YouTube channel can put out a video. Like, I just have a YouTube channel putting out this video, and I get thousands of views whenever a video of mine come out. Okay? Now, why is this important? Is you have to understand as to the market is changing. And if you're not learning what's the new trends in there, Chat GPT just came out and we're like, how do we implement Chat GPT in our business? Okay, boom. Let's go ahead and implement. Let's take Chat GPT, what we've got learned from the AI, and let's implement it and say, hey, you know what? You guys can run email marketing and use it to write your email. You can use it to write your copy. You can use it to do all sorts of things, right? That's how we've adapted it. Okay. Now that is exactly why I'm saying in your business, you have to understand you have to be willing to adapt. If you're selling insurance, you're trying to go knock on doors. Do it. Go knock on doors. Go do it. Go knock on doors and let me know how that's working out for you. Because we're in a digital age now where people will, pick up the phone. They will do business with you online. They will do business with you online before they actually even go ahead and do business with you in person. Okay. Now I do apologize for the camera going in and out there. I'll go ahead and work on that on a future video. But for now, that is the one thing I want you to understand is I want you to adapt to the market. Okay. The next thing is let's pause for a minute. Okay. I actually just did the pause. I just did the pause. Yeah, I did the pause. Jeez, we dove into it. Okay. Now, before I go into the P of the lead formula is why will people pay $500 for a Nike? Okay. But will not pay $50 for a generic shoe. Okay. The shoes I'm wearing right now, because I have business right now. I'm currently recording this video at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I have a flight to catch at 5. Okay. But the reason why I'm recording this video, and I'm going to be wearing a Calvin Klein. Why am I wearing a Calvin Klein as opposed to a generic shoe? It makes me feel good. Plus, I like the brand, and most of the times, it's a very cheap brand if you ask me, but most of the time is the shoes are good quality, right? And I know they're not going to break on me as opposed to me wearing a generic shoe, right? But at the end of the day, as you understand, is CK has done a lot to build a brand. Okay. Same thing if you're Nike. Nike is a brand. People will pay more for the name than they'll actually pay for the product. Okay. And why is that? Okay. Why would people pay $1,000 for an iPhone but not pay $120 for a cheaper phone? Is it the fact that, oh, it's a phone? People do not want a phone. One, you have to understand, people want the status associated with a phone. Listen, I use an iPhone. This is an iPhone 11. Do you know how many people think I'm ancient for using an 11? They're like, oh, you don't have the 14, 13, the 15, the 17. You don't have the new iPhone? Oh my God, look at you. God, you're ancient. Because it's part of a trend. iPhone has created a trend. Hey, you got to go get the new. It's a new trend. Hey, every new year there's a new iPhone. It's a trend. They have to go deliver a new product. This is a way in which they keep providing value to their customers, right? But you have to understand is there's a status and then there's a movement. Is there a movement around your product? More than likely not. Okay. You have to be willing to create a movement. Okay. And the reason why, obviously I covered it. I'm jumping ahead of myself with the slides here. Ahead of myself is Apple and Nike has positioned themselves in a way in which people will pay more money for the name as opposed to paying for the product. And how does that apply to your product? If you're selling solar, how do you position yourself in which people will pay more for your name than they will pay more for your product? Why does Tesla sell so much? Because people are paying for the name. When you think electric car, people don't think, oh, I'm going to go buy an electric car. Some people just go, I'm going to go buy a Tesla. Because Tesla has built a name in the electric space. Elon built a brand. Okay, and I'm going to say this: it takes a longer time to build a brand than it does to actually sell a product. If you're trying to sell a product, it's a one-time deal. If you build a brand, you have a lifetime of a customer. Position yourself. Okay, now how does this help you? First, ask yourself: are you the Nike in your industry? Which means, do you have that positioning? Do you have that brand name, or are you just Joe Schmo? Are you the generic shoe? Are you Joe Schmo? Are you the insurance agent that people call and say, hey, listen, I'm going to go do insurance with this guy? Or are you that's just it's just another insurance agent. Why would I talk to you as opposed to my buddy? My buddy does insurance. I don't want it. I don't want your product. You solar? Oh my God, I have a solar guy. I'm not dealing with you. Oh God, no. Who are you in the market? It's very important you ask yourself that. Position yourself as a logical long-term solution. Basically, invest and get the brand name. Positioning is key. Let's say you are running ads and you're getting leads. Yes, they do business with you one time, but position yourself, provide them more value. Hey, listen, this is how, whatever the industry is. Let's say you sold insurance to somebody who is in oil drilling. Hey, listen, this is a fact in which I just found this out, man. Listen, do you know that you can use this technique? You can use this tool here to go ahead and increase your lifespan by 5-10 years in oil drilling and oil rigging. This is just an example, right? Provide more value so they can see you as a long-term solution. In a way, be in your face. Okay? Don't be the cheapest solution. Okay? Listen, when people pay more, they pay attention. Okay? You are the long-term solution. You are the brand. You're not just a generic shoe. You're not the cheapest solution. And that's the reason why people need to understand when they do business with you, they build a relationship. When people purchase Nike, they are in a relationship with Nike. You need to be in a relationship with your customers. You need to be positioned in a way in which people will pay more money just because they know of your track record. They know the kind of person that you are as opposed to paying. Listen, that's the reason why most people, especially in the insurance space, when I was selling insurance, didn't really see much success was a lot of people were selling, $10 items, a $20 policy, $30 policy versus selling $500 a month. I want you to pay $500 a month, but the product that I am selling you, the brand name has to be worth 500. If they see Emmanuel sells $20 a month product, they're like, why would I do business with this guy? It's cheap. You have to be, in a way, be the most expensive person in your market because they know they're getting the most value. There was a study that was done in the census too. I can't remember who did the study, but there was the test group were given three wine what do you call it, test project, wine A, wine B, wine C, to test the wine, right? And then they were given the wine based off of the price, A being expensive, B middle expensive, C being the least expensive, right? Which one do you think that they rated as the best wine? Do you think they rated the cheapest wine as the best wine, or the most expensive wine? Well, the answer is originally rated the most expensive wine. And why do you think they rated the most expensive wine? It was based off of the perception that they believed that because it costs so much more money, it must automatically be the best option. And the reason why I'm stating this is in your business, right? When people, in a way, a good way to actually even build your brand name is when people don't pay enough money to do business with you, they don't actually value you. 100%. That's probably the reason why you don't have any customers. That's probably the reason why you're not keeping. And that's the reason why you don't even have money to invest in marketing, is because you're probably too cheap. Your position in the market is wrong. And listen, that's what I'm saying. If you want to take your business to the next level, you have to be willing to invest in your business. You have to be willing to invest in a brand. Okay. The next thing is, obviously, feel free to leave a comment on today's training. I'm making a commitment to myself to record these videos on a daily basis, but it's probably gonna take me a day to edit and then put it out there. But if I can edit fast, I'll put these videos out there fast so you guys can kind of get it. And obviously, just go ahead and subscribe. So if you like to see more, and obviously I'll go ahead and provide as much more value as I can to you. And that is pretty much what I have for you guys for today's training. And obviously,